Okay, welcome to editing tasks for ArcGIS Online. Now, for those of you that are using ArcGIS Online, you're probably working in a Mac environment. And the first thing I have to tell you is that while ArcGIS Online is a great resource, it is significantly limited in some of its capabilities in terms of editing. So I'm going to go through kind of the best approximations that we can use. They are not going to be at the same level that you would be working with in ArcMap or ArcPro. So in general, what we would normally do in a Arc environment, a desktop environment, or even a cloud-based environment, something like ArcPro, is that we would create empty feature classes, and that's what we would be digitizing into. In ArcGIS Online, what we essentially are doing is creating map notes, and then we would be saving those as layer files. And so that's what we're going to go through first, is this idea of creating these basic kind of map note features in a ArcGIS.com environment. So let's go through that now. Okay, so here we are in our ArcMap environment. Now we have something called My Map. And the first thing I want you to do, I've logged into ArcGIS.com and I've gone to a new map. The very first thing I want you to do is to save the map, okay? And we're going to save as. So what I'd like you to do, and I'm going to, for the right now, I'm going to just put in editing. And again, you have to add a tag, editing, and the summary, editing, and save the map. Now, again, we need to do that first. The next thing that we are going to do is I'm going to have you add, because for the first project we're going to be working in the area of Pennsylvania's counties, and so if you've downloaded the ArcGIS.com data, we're going to use add layer from a file, and what we're going to do is choose that file that will be on your desktop. And in the ArcGIS Online files, you'll notice that there are two that we're going to work with right now: PA counties and hospitals. So I'm going to add those before we get to the basic step for this part. And again, remember that you keep original features and import that layer, and it'll move us to there. And I'm going to do that again for the hospitals. So these will be the two that we'll be working with in the point portion of this exercise. Okay, now the next thing that I want to do is I want each of these to be in a show location only option. Make life a lot easier here. And then in terms of the PA counties, the other thing I want to be able to do is I want to, in their show locations only, I want to be able to see through them. So I'm going to change the symbol. So again, let me just go back. I probably did that a little bit fast for you. So we're in this environment, and you'll notice in ArcGIS.com, what we want to be using is these three symbols. These three, you'll see a circle, a triangle, and a red square. If you want to click on that, that's how to change our symbology. And so in terms of our options, I'm going to choose the symbol, and I want my fill to be none, that's this red line, and I want my outline to be something black. That way I can see it, and I'm going to click OK. So now I can see through this. And now the first part of the exercise, then, what I've asked you to do is we're going to be creating new features. And the way to do that in ArcGIS Online, if we wanted to create them in here, what we have to do is we actually have to do this through adding map notes. Okay, you'll notice that there is an edit option, but the edit option doesn't allow us to add new ones. Okay, it allows us to add features, but not new feature classes. So again, we're going to go back to add, and we're going to add a map note. First one we're going to do for the point feature is what we were going to call colleges, and we're going to go to create. And again, we're going to do that in terms of point features. And so what we would do is, again, what it's going to ask us to do is we're going to select an option, and that would be push pins. And for the moment, what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to put a pin somewhere. Now I know that I roughly want to do here, and so I'm going to click there, and I'm going to hit close. And now again, we'll get back to that one in a minute. That's how we add features. Now you'll notice here in terms of our contents pane that now that's part of it. And what I need you to do next is we're going to click on that and we're going to save it as a layer. So I'm going to click Save as Layer, Colleges, and again I'm just going to put in the same tags, colleges, and create item. Now that becomes a layer in your content area. So you have a content area and that's fine. Okay, again, it may take a minute for it to do this, but it's creating that feature class. That layer is an important idea, and so what we're going to be doing is the same thing. What we end up doing is creating points, lines, and polygons by creating map notes and then saving them as a layer file. Okay? All right. So in the next video, what we'll do, and again, I'm going to do this very quickly, we've just created a point one. I'm now going to go here again and do another map note, and in this case we're going to be doing river streams, and again the template here is fine, map notes template is okay, and we're going to create streams. Now streams are a line feature, and so again for the moment I'm simply going to put, because you have to put something down, I'm going to again put a line and close that, and now I've got that available, and I'm going to do the same thing with my streams here. I'm going to go in and save it as a layer, stream files for editing, and the same here, and create the item. And again, this may take a moment for the create item to, and so there we go, we have there. And the last one I want to do in terms of my content, we're going to add finally a map note that is a polygon, and this one we're going to call ponds. And again, in this case, we're going to create area features. And I'm just going to again create a small triangle. And every time that I do, again, those single features, we're going to delete out later on. But each one of these then has to be made into a layer file. And again, these are ponds for editing, and we're going to create the item. Again, it will take a moment for that to register. And so these then are your empty, the equivalents of empty feature class files. And that's our first step in working with editing in the ArcGIS.com environment.